Hi everybody, this is Monica Main and I'm really excited to share with you something absolutely amazing, life-changing, and extraordinary for you. So let me explain something to you. You're probably wondering how those multimillionaires and multi-billionaires out there, how are they able to actually make as much money as they do? And there's actually a key secret to that. There is a key secret to why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And that is using OPM, or other people's money. And so you're probably wondering, well, other people's money, OPM, that's only for the super wealthy. It's not available to those of us that are average Joes or the average person out there. And that's what I used to think until I understood the power of OPM through something called building business credit. Now, you're probably thinking, well, I don't have a business and I don't maybe want a business. So how would that ever apply to me? I'm just trying to make ends meet, or I just want to start my own, little real estate investing business, or I just want to start maybe a small home-based business. And I really don't know anything about business credit. How would I ever be able to qualify for business credit if I really don't even have a business yet? And there is an answer to that. Actually, anyone can start a business. Anyone can start what we call an S corporation in their home state. And it doesn't matter whether you have a business to start yet or whether you're still thinking about a business to start, but absolutely everyone can start an S corporation in their home state, regardless of whether they actually have an active business or not. In fact, it's highly recommended that you actually start an S corporation before you start your actual business rather than starting it after you have a business going, because of the liability factors. But what an S corporation or even an LLC can actually afford you is the ability to be able to tap into those business credit resources. You see, what happens when you're a person who's applying for a bank, say a signature loan at a bank, or say an unsecured credit card, they're going to go off of your FICO score, your personal FICO score. And they're also going to go off of what you make, what your personal income is from your job or your business. However, when you're dealing with business credit, unsecured lines of credit or unsecured business credit cards, the banks actually gauge it a little differently as far as how they make their credit decisions. And so even though they do use your personal FICO score, what they're mostly looking at is your business. And what they'll typically ask you is not really what your current receipts are or your current gross income is from your business, but what your projected income is. And so typically when they're doing applications, 99% of the time a bank will ask you, what is your projected income for this year? And that could be anything. Because you're not lying to the bank if you say it's $500,000 or it's $1 million, because you really don't know. In fact, most people do not know what their projected income is going to be, even if they've had a business for 20 years. They're going to kind of know, but they're not going to know exactly. So everybody goes off of what's called projected income. And so even if you have a brand new S corporation, you can actually get unsecured lines of credit and unsecured business credit cards that are going to be a lot more than what you could ever get if you personally want a signature loan or personally apply for an unsecured personal credit card. And so let me give you an example. Years ago, just to test my theory, I actually got two, I guess you could say, pre-screened offers from Bank of America. One was for a personal credit card and the other one was for a business credit card. And I actually got them in the mail within a couple days apart. So I decided I don't need any more unsecured personal credit cards, but I decided as this experiment to send both of those pre-screened, pre-approved offers into Bank of America at the same exact time, on the same day, not in the same envelope, of course, but at the same time, to see what Bank of America would give me both personally as well as for my business. So I sent those in, and guess what? They gave me $5,000 in unsecured personal credit, but they gave me $35,000 in unsecured business credit. So they pulled my FICO score, my personal FICO score, for both of those credit decisions, but they only gave me $5,000. And so let me tell you, they look at businesses differently. They understand that you need inventory, that you need to pay payroll, that you need to buy stuff to be able to make your business work, that you need to buy marketing, that you need to buy print advertising space or online Facebook ads or whatever you need for your business. They understand that you need that flexibility to be able to get money for your business to keep it going. But you personally, there's a lot of risk there for them. They don't know if you're going to lose your job. They don't know a lot of different things. And that's why they cap you off at a certain amount of money. So even if you have an 850 personal FICO score, you're only going to get a small amount of money on an unsecured individual credit card. The other thing is that that activity goes on your personal credit report. So that $5,000 Bank of America card that I got that they gave me individually, all of that activity goes on my personal credit reports. And so if I say I max out that $5,000, that will actually ding my personal FICO score. However, the $35,000 unsecured credit card that Bank of America gave my business that I could use, none of that actually shows up on my personal credit reports. And so I can actually max that credit card out and it would never ever ding my personal FICO score. So that's why I strongly recommend that people could start off with having a few personal credit cards, but ultimately you want to shift over and get mostly business credit cards so that activity isn't showing up on your personal credit reports that will ultimately ding your personal FICO score, which will affect your ability to get future credit. And so it is possible for you to tap into unsecured business lines of credit even if you have shaky personal credit. But what I talk about in this book is how you can actually tap into this. This is a free book. I'm giving this to you for free, plus some bonuses that I'm sending along with this. This is a physical book that I'm going to mail to you from my warehouse in California. And this is free. You just have to cover shipping and handling. It'll show you absolutely everything you need to do to get unsecured lines of business credit and unsecured business credit cards, even if you have bad personal credit. And you can actually start acquiring assets. You could start investing in property. You could start building a business or acquiring a business. The rich don't always have to keep getting richer. You, the average person, can now start tapping into OPM, just like the wealthy people do. You just have to understand how to do it. And in this free book, I'm going to show you absolutely everything you need to know. Now, let me tell you just a little bit of a disclaimer. Years and years ago, I filed for bankruptcy, which was the biggest mistake of my life. And it took me out financially for a solid 5 years, and actually took me out for a total of 10 years before it fell off my credit report, but it only really affected me for 5 solid years. And so I really had to get creative on how to be able to acquire money, to be able to invest in real estate, to be able to actually work my businesses. And this is how I learned all these strategies. I learned these strategies from the bottom up. These are my strategies that I learned in the trenches because I read all those other books out there. I actually went to a couple seminars on teaching me how to rebuild my personal credit and build business credit. And it was all a scam. Everything I learned out there was a scam. And so what I actually learned is trials and tribulations of actually going through it myself after having filed bankruptcy in 2003. And actually just recently, a few years ago, fell off my credit, but it didn't affect me for at least 5 of the 10 years because I understood these strategies and how to make this work. So I was able to tap into OPM or other people's money to buy property, to expand my businesses. And it didn't really hold me back at all because I understood the power of this. And again, I learned this on my own through my own trials and tribulations. So you'll be learning everything that I know. And this is stuff that you'll never see in any other book, course, infomercial product, or anything out there that will teach you or claims to teach you how to build business credit. So you need to get this book. It's free. I mean, there's no strings attached. It's completely free. I will send this to you in the mail, and I will send you some additional bonuses with it as well. All right? So again, this could be a true life-changing course for you. This is a true course in and of itself. And again, it's for free. Just read through it and understand that you too can be a recipient of other people's money. You don't have to be a victim anymore of the rich getting richer and the poor getting poor. You can actually be part of the rich getting richer now because you're going to fully understand how to use something as powerful as OPM. This is Monica Main signing off, and I'll see you at the top.